There was three games on Thursday. We had the Packers versus the Lions, the Cowboys versus the Chiefs, and the Bills versus the Bengals.
Bengals versus Ravens.
Oh, sorry, the Bengals versus the Ravens.
I understand why you got that wrong though, because the other team didn't even show up, so it could have been any team.
I mean, Joe, cool. You know what I mean? Let's start with the Packers versus the Lions, though. Talk to me about that game.
The lion-ass Lions.
I knew you were
They
gonna
did
say
it
that.
again.
I knew
They
you were
did
gonna.
it again.
There he goes.
Well, last 10 games. Sorry, let me be more specific. Last 10 Thanksgiving games. The Lions' record is 2-8.
Yep.
They do, for some reason, whenever not even whenever, but so often when they play these teams that are matched up good against them, they cannot perform. 24 points is nothing to slouch at all, and Jordan Love had an incredible game. But the Lions just cannot get it together, especially for some reason on these Thanksgiving games.
Mm-hmm. Jared, what'd you think? I mean, Jared Goff went 20 for 26, 256 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. But Jordan Love going 18 for 30, 4 touchdowns, and 234 yards. And with that, securing the win for the game, like securing the win for your team, that's kind of that's impressive.
Now the Packers, series sweep now. They swept the series against the Lions for the season. They beat them both times they played them. What's this? Let's see. When they're underdogs, Green Bay again being underdogs, they won on the road, obviously. 1-5 against the spread for away games before this game.
Mm-hmm. 1-5, dude. I mean, now they're the eighth seed in the NFC currently, and they play the Cowboys next on Thursday Night Football. This is where we talked about Sonic and Knuckles. We definitely saw Sonic, but Knuckles, excuse me. Adrian, cut that out. Sonic and Knuckles. We saw Sonic, but Knuckles got his TD, but that was it. And then Amon St. Brown went out in like the first quarter. So like, and then you saw how that affected Jared Goff and that offense, man. That was tough. And that red zone defense. What would we say? We were watching that game and we're like, we didn't know they were 24 for 30th. And it was like something. They're in the bottom tier of red zone defenses in the league. That was crazy.
Yeah, no, big win for Green Bay, obviously. People have been doubting them a little bit too, and I think they solidified like we are a legit team. Great game for Jordan Love. I love this game for him as well. Jared Goff had a good game. Team couldn't pull it out though. What can you do?
Yeah, it's gonna be, and that was definitely a division game too. The Bears were probably happy seeing the Lions lose, and excited to play the Packers soon here. That's gonna be a good game. Watch out for the Bears versus the Packers. I don't know when that's coming up on the schedule, but that's gonna be a good game. Let's talk about this game right here: the Chiefs versus the Cowboys.
The Cowboys.
Man, oh man, the Cowboys coming alive in the second half of the season, and this defense is getting scary, legitimately. And ooh, I'll let you go and tell me about this game while I'll look up something.
Yeah, I mean the Cowboys, big win for them, obviously. You almost feel bad for Patrick Mahomes a little bit, but the Chiefs just have run the league for so many years in a row, or been like the Super Bowl favorites. So you kind of like want to see them lose a little bit, unless you're a fan of them. But Patrick Mahomes being 500 this far into the season, I don't know if we've ever seen this in his career. So it's becomes a case now. Okay, what happens from here? Last week we talked about the Chiefs needing to kind of show some fight and come back and win. They showed fight. They came back and beat. Who they beat in that not overtime win? Yeah, it was overtime win. Let me see. Who did the Chiefs play? I don't want to get this wrong. Either way, the Chiefs ended up winning, coming back and winning after being down by a concerning amount against this team. Chiefs schedule.
Was it the Colts last
It
week?
was the Colts. Thank you. Yeah, the
Was
Colts.
the Colts last week? Yeah.
Yeah. So again, came back and beat the Colts, and the Colts. I mean, we'll talk about the Colts a little bit later because they're doing some very interesting things the last couple of weeks. But yeah, the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes. This is such a tough game for them too. 4 passing touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
4.
Mm-hmm.
and his team still loses.
Mm-hmm.
And you almost feel bad for the corner. Whoever was assigned to Pickens that entire night was just doing whatever he wanted to him, man. And Pickens is one of those guys that like you love to watch him play to a certain extent, but playing against him, you you want to perform some violent actions that you
Yeah.
can't perform.
Yeah. I mean, I bet
He does one of these on your head. And you
Yeah.
just,
And he's talking that smack too, dude.
yeah.
He's a scary bro. And he's got the shiesty on. Brother,
Mm-hmm.
that guy ain't playing. Let me tell you, homie's not playing. So what I wanted to show you from this game before we get into anything else is Rashid Rice tweeted, "Go ahead and count us out. Count us out all y'all want." Rashid Rice. And then again, I don't know if this is the real Rashid Rice. It has 1.1 million. Chief Keef 22. And he changed it before. It did not say Rashid Rice fan. It definitely said Rashid Rice. And I was watching this and I think this is hilarious. Don't worry, we will. And someone just said, how about them Cowboys? Because how about them? How about them? This was another game, realistically, for me, that seemed like another game that was just where I was like today, where okay, the Eagles got the interception, they scored, they stopped the Bears. Now they get the ball back. The Eagles are gonna come back and score and win this game. That's how I felt about this game against the Chiefs and the Cowboys. Patrick Mahomes is gonna do his thing. They're down 31-21. Patrick Mahomes is gonna do his thing. Get the touchdown. Okay. And they get the one. I'm like, okay, 28-31. Patrick Mahomes is gonna come back and win this game. He goes for 23 out of 34, 261 yards, 4 touchdowns to 0 interceptions with a 67% completion rating, and they still lose to Dak's 2 TDs, 27 for 39, 320 yards, 69% of the completion rate, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. Wow. And we saw, I think, M. Davis, I forget his first name, but we're watching Davis break in for that long touchdown. You and me looked at each other like, who the heck is this guy? No one had him for a TD parlay, but man, I wish I had him for a TD parlay that game.
Plus 9,000. I'm gonna pick him and Pickens for the next game. Plus 9,000.
Dude, what?
Yeah.
That was crazy. Don't count them out. I don't know. 6-6, 9 in the AFC.
They're not even the best in their division currently. If they were like the best in their division, I would say, okay, yeah, we're not gonna count them out. But they're just sinking to the bottom. Obviously, the Raiders are in the pits of hell currently, the ninth circle of hell, according to Dante. But the Chiefs they just cannot seem to get it together. The defense is really, really, really hurting them badly. If the defense showed up in any capacity in this game,
Yeah.
they would have been fine. 4 passing touchdowns from your quarterback. Your quarterback's looking at your defense like just, okay, hold him here, and you just can't.
Yeah.
But hey, good effort, guys. Good effort out there. We'll get him next time.
A lot of people are calling for Chris Jones's neck. Like today, they were calling for Jalen Hurts' contract. But they're also calling for Chris Jones's neck because on a run play for Davis, he went outside instead of inside. He went to his B gap instead of his A gap assignment, and that's where exactly they ran it through, and that's where they got the touchdown, the long run touchdown. And you saw him go to the sideline and say, "That's on me." But there's just been so many plays this year that he has done that where it's like you're costing them games because you want to get to the quarterback, think it's a pass, and make a misread. And now, as someone who's one of the best defensive tackles in the league, you're non-existent in this play. The guy doesn't even really have to block you, and then they go run for a touchdown because your secondary really isn't much there. You don't have much help in the secondary either. I think we got to see that a lot against the Cowboys as well with the Chiefs, is that, yeah, the Chiefs might have speed on their side of the ball, but so do the Cowboys, and they actually have elite wide receivers, not just good ones. So you saw that secondary just get diced up, which was also a concern for the Chiefs, for me at least. And again, their run game, shout out Kareem Hunt for getting what? Let's see here. Kareem Hunt got
4 yards,
58 yards rushing out on 14 attempts, averaging 4.1 yards per carry, only broke a long of 14. Patrick Mahomes broke even longer run for 16 yards that game. Like, when your quarterback has the longest run in the game, that shows you what the run game is like. And he also has 4 touchdowns. That means he was throwing the ball a lot. Anything else for this Chiefs-Cowboys game?
Yeah, no, I don't know. Whatever that tweet said, don't count us out if you want to. Don't worry, buddy. I did. I already counted you out a long time ago. That was a deciding factor for me. How y'all played against the Cowboys was going to decide it for me. I've decided you guys are out. Even if you make it to the playoffs, I will be very surprised if they make it past the second round, even the first round, potentially.
Yeah, that's definitely. I mean, Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs, you never know what's going to happen against an inexperienced team. But this is what I'm saying. Like, the inexperienced teams are going against these experienced teams. You think because of that they're going to win or lose the game. Like, the Cowboys are going to lose because their team just got put together literally like this year, and then the rest of this year they're still adding pieces to it. And the Chiefs have the same core winning pieces that take them to the playoffs every year. Same with the Eagles, and they just can't get it done anymore. And, of course, the Eagles' record's way better, but it's also like who the Eagles played versus who the Chiefs play. And now you can definitely see where, like, the AFC is definitely stacked. When you go AFC versus NFC, then you see, I think, the parallels there. So, very, very good game. Excited to see. I mean, the Chiefs got to win outright the rest of the season. So that's their challenge. If anyone can do it, it's definitely Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. Will they do it? We'll wait and see. Last game from Thursday on Thanksgiving was the Bengals versus the Ravens. And this was your favorite? Joe Cool showed up for this game, and he balled out. Takeaways from this game.
Into the game, even before the game, it's so funny. You had that pregame interview, and he's asked by the reporter, like, why play? Like, why are you even going now? The season's basically over for you guys. You don't really have much of a chance to make the playoffs. Why are you doing this? And he said his response was, I mean, we're being paid millions of dollars to play a kid's game. Why would I not be out there playing? I want to support my team. I want to be there for my team. And he did. 2 touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns, 260 yards against a Ravens defense that's been back and forth, sure. But they were supposed to be pretty solid coming into this game. And then he did whatever he wanted to them. A similar talking point to the previous one, we talked about it earlier this week. When we saw the line for this game, the Bengals being +7, we thought it was a joke.
Yeah.
+7 against the Ravens, who barely beat the Browns, struggled against the Jets for a good portion of the game, and then to be said that to be the favorite by 7, it didn't feel like a legitimate thing. And sure enough, the Bengals not only covered, but they beat them by 18 points.
But, like, what does it say to you? Like, okay, I'm reading this stat right here, right? We watched this game. I woke up for the last 4 minutes of this game. I took a nap because your boy ate good. But if we're seeing it, yeah, they won. How many field goals? They kicked 4 field goals. They couldn't get into the end zone. I mean, also it was Joe Burrow's first game back since September. So you got to give him the leeway on that. He went 261 yards, 24 for 46, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. He had a 52% completion rating, which isn't the best. 5.7 yards per attempt. Definitely Patrick Mahomes wasn't even that much better Lamar Jackson wasn't that much better because he went 0 touchdowns for 1 interception for 53.1% completing and a rating of 65.4 with 7.7 yards per attempt. 17 out of 32. I think what's more concerning is definitely the Ravens offense and the Ravens defense. What do you think?
I think it's a mix of both. I mean, the offense, no, actually, I'll take that back. It's definitely the offense. The offense had, 5 giveaways or 5 turnovers?
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to be in the game. You're 1,000% not going to win the game with 5 turnovers.
And on top of that, I don't want to say the running game was non-existent because you have Mitchell and Henry for a touchdown. But, like, you can't let Joe Burrow come in and destroy you guys when you guys play the Steelers. Now, the Steelers are going into their game with full contention. The AFC North now is up for grabs after this game, for sure, is what we're getting to. That the fact that the Bengals came in and did this to the Ravens, and give Joe Burrow one more week of preparation, those field goals turn into touchdowns. and that's
Exactly.
going to be a big concern for the AFC North moving forward, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the coming into this game, everyone has been talking about the Bengals have the worst defense in every single regard: passing yards per play, running yards per play, red zone defense supposed to be awful. But this is one of those games where the team knows people are saying this about them, so they're going to play that much harder.
Yeah.
And by doing so, they hold the Ravens to 14.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. All right. Do you want to any takeaways from those 4 games that we got to see? We got blessed for this Thursday and Friday. Anything stick out to you?
Yeah, I mean, my winners for this week, we kind of went over them already, but I'll just like go through it very quickly. Number
Sure.
one winner is Joe Burrow. Again, to come back, 2 touchdowns, 260 yards against a pretty solid defense. You can't help but root for the guy. I
You
know that.
you
Go
cannot.
ahead.
I can't. No, you can't. Not. I totally agree with that.
And people are gonna. I think people are gonna potentially say something like, "Well, he was just thrown to Jamar Chase. Like that was just like safety valve or his bailout. Like you can't get mad at a player or a quarterback for having a connection with the receiver like that. They played together in college. They come into the NFL, have a chance to play together. He's gonna throw it to him because he's old reliable. You cannot get upset over that. It's just a reliable receiver." Besides that, Green Bay again beating the underdogs on the road, 1-5 against the spread before this game. Came in, beat the Lion-ass Lions in their house. Crowd was really quiet. People were leaving pretty early. And the last one, the Bears. Bears improving to 9-3. Monangai and Swift 250 yards against what's supposed to be a very good run offense or run defense. Turbo and Tank absolutely killed it. And now they are 9-4 against the spread.
Love
They're a
to see
legit
that.
team.
Yes, they are. I'm very November football. We're going into December football now, where every game definitely matters way more than before, and also the depth of your roster matters way more than before. Like that played into the Eagles game this week, where we saw the Eagles lose again. So now the stat with Lane Johnson goes up one again on the loss column, where Jalen Hurts. I don't know the stats and the numbers exactly. Oh, you might have to check me on this later, but I think it's roughly like it's not good. It's not over 500 when Lane Johnson's out. I'll tell you that much. And to add another loss to that column, not only that, you're on a losing streak now. You lost 2 in a row. You're on a losing streak now, and the Bears now won 9 out of 8, or 8 out of no, they won 8 out of 9 now, 9 out of 10. So now they know that like if you beat the Eagles, especially away, definitely more and more excited for the Bears win. And the Cowboys, for me at least, I'm excited to see what can they do.
Yeah.
Shake it up a little bit. Even if you don't make the playoffs, maybe take some teams out. Maybe make it harder for teams to get in because you're like for example the Lions. If they do beat the Lions, are the Lions out? They have to win now it's like, okay, well, you put pressure on the Lions to win the rest of their schedule. So that was definitely, I was happy to see the Cowboys win because that is putting more pressure on the AFC side of the NFL for teams to perform well. And they have to going into December, or they can't, or they probably won't make the playoffs. And that is interesting that we see that, like, if the Bills even go on a losing streak here, if the Bills go on a losing streak here, the Chiefs might not be in the
Possible.
playoffs, and the Bills might not be in the playoffs. And if the Ravens look like it, yeah, but they just lost to the Bengals. The Steelers could sneak a couple wins in here because they play the Bengals again in like 2 weeks. If the Steelers win here and win against the Ravens, we'll be at that game. The Steelers are going to the playoffs, and the Ravens are out again from being 1-5 to potentially going to the playoffs.
Being the favorite to win.
Crazy week of football. Those, I think, were my two. Definitely agree with the Joe Burrow. Cowboys, what a game. And Lions, the Bears winning today definitely put more pressure on the Lions. I think the Lions-Packer game was very iffy to watch. Jordan Love, I don't think he didn't awe me that game. Neither team really impressed me besides Jahmyr Gibbs running the ball. Bears winning today puts way more pressure on the Packers and the Lions in the rest of the season.